Arizona is back at home here against UCLA this weekend. They just handled USC by 15 points at home on Wednesday against the UCLA Bruins that looked dead about a week ago. They've now rattled off back-to-back Pac-12 victories against Washington and then on the road at Arizona State. I don't really know what to make of UCLA. I think they're a bad basketball team. I still feel pretty comfortable saying that. But do you think this team has turned the corner?
I'm not going to say they've turned the corner. Look, Washington might not be as good as people thought they were. Even when people thought they were kind of mediocre, their big win that they're hanging their hat on. The two big wins is a neutral site win over Xavier and then the home win over Gonzaga. What we've seen from Gonzaga is that Gonzaga can't play on the road. Um, Gonzaga couldn't even beat San Diego State at home, but San Diego State's a really good basketball team. But Gonzaga on the road is not a good basketball team, and we've seen it the past two games in WCC play. So Washington at home for UCLA, like that's just kind of that's what they should have done all year. And then Arizona State has always been a hot or cold team under Bobby Hurley. We saw how upset Hurley was after that game, given some of the foul issues that Arizona State ran into. Arizona State barely lost that game, and a lot of the issue was self-inflicted with technical fouls. So I'm not reading too much into this UCLA 2-game win streak, given the context behind it. But who knows? I mean, this is what happens when every single position, 1 through 8, 1 through 10 on your roster, really is a dice roll. And other than Adem Bona, no one had been proven to be like a really high level contributor to a college basketball team. But even Bona was going to be taking on a larger role this year than he had last year, given what UCLA lost. And so maybe it is just them turning the corner and those the foreign freshmen getting better and some of the older players really buying into their role. I'm just not quite there yet. I don't think they're a good shooting team. I don't think that they are effective with the ball. Defensively, they are slightly behind where you expect a Mick Cronin team to be. Um, Offensively, though, I mean, I don't know how many power or high major teams in the country are worse offensively than UCLA.
Yeah, it's bad. Like it's really bad. Down to 227th on KenPom. They have to grind out games, and look, they, I guess, are capable. Like I'm not going to sit here and say they can't do it when they now have 3 wins in the Pac-12. All of those games, they held their opponents to 66 points or less. Like I don't think it's realistic to expect UCLA to get to 70 points against anybody. So the question is like, can they actually slow tempo down enough? Can they actually grind Arizona down? I would say no, but the thing is, like you and I sat here on a Washington State preview a week ago, and we were kind of wrong that Washington State couldn't do it. Now, Washington State was at home, but Washington State is a team that, likes to slow things down. They have a pretty solid defense. And ultimately, if you watch that game, like they would just run 28 seconds of offense and then score at the end of the shot clock. And it was like just demoralizing Arizona possession by possession. UCLA is going to need somebody to like convert those plays in order to hang in this game. I don't know who it is, but do you think that that is a formula that could maybe work in UCLA's favor the same way it did for Washington State, or no chance?
The difference is that Washington State is a decent to good shooting team and a decent to good like ball security team. So Washington State has guys on their roster that don't turn the ball over and can make shots, and UCLA doesn't have that. Um, my issue with UCLA is I think UCLA can try and slow this game down. They can try and get good looks, but more so than any other team in this conference, really, I think UCLA will also give Arizona a ton of opportunities to just take the ball, run down the court, and lay it in. Like, so there's going to be a ton of transition opportunities for Arizona in this game. And when you give that up just regularly to mediocre to bad defensive teams, let alone Arizona, it's hurt UCLA. And I don't want to say there's no shot, but we've already said Arizona doesn't lose and I've been informed it is the Sun corridor, because Tucson is far enough away from Phoenix that it's not the Phoenix area, in the Sun corridor. And so I just, if this was in LA on the back of a back-to-back away like road trip, sure, maybe, but this is in Tucson against a really bad basketball team. So I just don't buy that they have a shot.
Yeah, Zona's 9-0 at home this year. The closest game was the 15-point win over USC on Wednesday. I don't think Arizona's playing their best basketball right now. I don't think that matters. And quite frankly, I think that's just an indication they're probably due to play their best basketball for 40 minutes. Ken Pom has Arizona favored by 19 points at home here. Connor, what is your prediction?
I mean, I went more than that with USC, so I have to go more than that with UCLA. I think that Arizona is just a better basketball team at all five positions right now. I think Bona still has a higher ceiling, has more potential than Umar Ballo probably, but we haven't seen it. So I think they're better at all five positions. I think their sixth and seventh guys are better. I think this is a game where it probably gets to 25 or 30 at some point in this game. I don't know if it finishes there, but I think that you'll get to that point at some point in this game.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think if Arizona's bored, they win this game by 20. If they're not bored, I think they win this game by 30 plus. I will take the Cats to cover. That's Connor Hope from Heat Check CBB. I'm GregWaddell from Sleepers Media. Click subscribe to see all of our previews and recaps this season.